We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at these. Our ceremonial product today comes courtesy of Roger Damps, the Heat Ambassador over at Burn Your Tongue, with locations all along I-15 in Utah, as well as online at www.burnyourtongueonline.com. We raise our flame to Roger in honor. Burn Your Tongue is an official Temple of Flame and is constantly adding new items to bring you the biggest and best selection found anywhere. So head on over for the best chili head shopping experience the world has to offer. And what these are, both from the Flashpoint Sauce Company. We have here the Smokin' Mustard. They're calling it medium heat with chipotle peppers. Over here we have the Blazin Mustard Extreme with scorpion pepper. Mustard is an okay application, I think, for scorpions. I don't really love scorpions, but you can mask off a little bit of that floral note. I think better in mustard than some of the other applications. I still prefer like ghosties and reapers. I think more so in mustards, but so the ingredient panels are the same. You can see we got a red label and a yellow one. Caution and stop. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so we have mustard, cider vinegar, chipotle peppers, brown sugar. We have water, kosher salt, and spices. Over here we have the exact same thing except scorpions in place of chipotle, the exact same order and positioning and everything. So identical mustards, which is why I'm doing this in the same video. Identical mustards with the only difference being the actual pepper. So these two are not comparable. Like there is no chipotle in the world that will ever be as hot as a super hot. That's not a thing. We're two removed, two peppers removed from the scorpion being the hottest pepper in the world. And chipotle was never, ever, ever going to be in that conversation, right? This is jalapeno level. This is smoked jalapenos. This is starter level. This is obviously the super hot, quite a bit beyond that. So I don't quite understand the idea here behind these, I guess. But this one obviously is going to have more of a smoking flavor to it. And this is, so I don't think they're necessarily supposed to be compared to each other in terms of heat. But yet we have the exact same ingredient profile. So I'm doing it anyway. All right. When I was doing the mustard series following grill season, which I'm not doing any longer, I got these at the tail end of it, and I just barely, grill season's been over for, I'd say probably 2 weeks at this point. I just barely ran out of the other ones. Oh, that's interesting. This is fascinating. This is a really interesting sauce. Well, it's not a sauce, it's a mustard. I mean, I guess mustard's a sauce, but when I say sauce, I think colloquially we know I'm referring to hot sauce, right? If we don't know that, I'm just stating it to you directly. So, look at this gorgeous color. It's very nice sunflower goldenrod. I licked the threads here of the bottle, and the flavor is almost reminiscent of a Carolina mustard barbecue sauce, more so than an actual mustard, or at least equally. That is fascinating. I'm excited about this one. So the smoking mustard, yeah, I'm amped to the nines for that. Okay, let's open this Blazin. Already see we have a pretty huge color disparity here. It almost looks, it's a little inconsistent here. It almost looks like it darkened. I don't think it turned, but it almost looks like it just with the shading and whatnot here. See, nothing is stuck in there though, so we'll assume it hasn't. So these are really thin mustards. Quite dribbly. Oh boy. Oh wow. Wow. I like the threads there. This is punchy. My thought would have been to keep this mustard and then just add scorpion to it. That's what I think I would have done. Very similar colors though in the bottle. Look like, so I would say this one right here is a scorpion. To me, it's a little bit darker, maybe slightly more towards orange than is this one. This I think is more of a goldenrod, but they're very, very close in color. This one does seem darker to me though, the scorpion. Not by a lot though. All right, well, let's just get into it, and let's go with the smoking first, because that was a delicious lick of the threads there. That is quite good. Oh, some notes of black pepper in there. This is very much like that mustard-based so-called Carolina barbecue sauce. That's what this reminds me of. Like, exactly. Where is this from? Flashpoint, North Kakalaki. There you go. Wow. This is excellent. This is a really good mustard. I like this one a lot. Heat-wise, so interestingly enough, I'm getting a little bit of the effect from the black pepper as well. I'm not ready to give this a legit one yet. It's easily a default one. Will I give it? Is it gonna go all the way to a 1? Actually, you know, well, so I'm using my snack rating system because I use a different one for snacks than I do for hot sauces. I'll give it a 1. I should be using the hot sauce scaling. I'll give it a 1. You can have your 1. Rejoice and be glad. Okay, now for this bruiser here. This, oddly enough, this one has more of these SCOBY things on it. Interesting. Wow. Wow. This is extremely bitter. I give it a 3. This is, anybody not a chili head is not gonna like this. This is gonna be way too hot for non-chili heads, easily. I got more cider vinegar out of this, but I'm getting a lot of the bitter floral pepper notes of the scorpions with some of the bitterness of that black pepper. And that is, plus with the cider vinegar, this is blistering though. This is definitely one of the hottest mustards I've had by a lot. It's an easy 3. It might even be a 4. Blazin is right. I will say this. They've actually got the nomenclature pretty much on the money here. Yeah, this is, I'm not sure how well this is going to work. We'll have to get into this a little bit more. All right, let's shake these up. These are both very, very thin. This I can tell you right now. I'll be whipping through that. This is gonna go a lot faster than this one. This one is just it is definitely hot, but I don't know that I really like the flavor of this. Well, I made up this. This is a plate of this, which are these croissant dogs. This is mini uncured beef franks, puff pastry from Crav'n. These are supposed to be the everything. So it's one of the few everything products, like an everything bagel. This one does not have chunks of shitty onions on it. This has instead onion powder. So I saw this in a store and I thought, you know, what the hell? I saw it at just the right time, and because I've been trying to get to these for a while. It is later in it's later in 2023 as I film this, but I don't want to have too many open mustards at the same time because I go through them so much less quickly than I do hot sauces generally. So anyway, the color's a bit screwy on these because I try to do this in an air fryer instead of an oven. And as I didn't want to turn on the oven. If I can fit something in the basket of my air fryer, that's where it's going, whether it belongs in there or not. But this is, I don't think these are designed to go in the air fryer per se. No microwaving, but air fryers are basically just ovens with a blower. So that's what we did. All right. And we got 10 of them here, which will do us a nice 5 out of 5. And hopefully I actually cook these things so they're not frozen in the middle, but they seem fine. All right, we'll do some of this right here. I'm going to have to go find some barbecue. I really have to try this on barbecue. This is just a fantastic sauce. It's great with the dogs. You could use this on, I would not hesitate to use on tendies or barbecue. I would not use this one on those. So flexibility is much, much, much higher with this smoking. It's interesting to me how runny these are also. Wow, this is just a delicious sauce. This is... So what's interesting, this is definitely one of the hottest mustards I've ever had. This is one of the better flavored mustards. It is so good. So one of the things, I don't usually buy anything. I'm just going to lay this out here. These are meant to be eaten without anything. Kind of a confusion of flavors because these are not meant to be paired with the sauce. And it's impairing things a little bit. But again, a lot of this, mustards in particular, it's sort of a look, I guess, into a lot of my testing for hot sauces because I'll do that. I try stuff all the time where I don't know, A, if it'll work at all, and B, how well. So when I can get the mustard in the dog, it's beautiful. It's a lot less beautiful with this pastry shell. Interesting experiment. I don't think I would ever get these again, though. I'll just get the plain ones. The plain Jane ones. And I'll be happy with that, damn it. Okay. Let's get this brutal bruiser going here. This stupid thing is so bitter. I'm taking back what I said about, scorpions do work okay on mustards, just not, for me, not this one, because it is coloring the mustard way too much with a pepper flavor I don't like. And there's that cider vinegar again, too. So we have the foot vinegar aspect, which is not present at all in here. The smoke just kind of wipes that right out. Here we have foot vinegar along with some very bitter floral notes that are running into bitterness from the black pepper as well. Black pepper works extremely well in this one. Not at all in this one. I think that's kind of the danger of the formulation. Which came first? I don't know. This one is a bit hard for me to eat. But I'm going to see if I can get it above a 3 for heat. This is the kind of thing where, for me, this sauce kind of epitomizes why I think a lot of people are not interested in being chili heads. Because this is not a super pleasant tasting sauce. Oh my god. It's suffering here in terms of head to head because it's not a sauce I'm finding enjoyable to eat. It is absurdly hot though for a mustard. I would give it an easy 3, maybe pushing 4. I don't think it'll get to 4 though for me because I am not really interested in eating it a lot. I do like the heat level, but here's the thing. I'm going to have to take this and pair it with another sauce that actually tastes good. You know what? What the hell? Let's do it right now. Let's throw the two of them together. So I had 4 with this. I had 3 with this. I was going to have the last 3 just with this. Boy, that's punchy. This is a very punchy mustard. It is, I will say, quite appropriately labeled, which you don't always see. I don't know how extreme it is, but it is, yeah, Blazin is right. It is very, very punchy. All right, let's mix this up and see how this does. Well, I could use a tad more heat with this one. All right, so this one is the stronger flavored of the two ultimately. Well, I didn't do it 50-50 because I actually wanted to enjoy this. So the ratio here is about 2 or 3 of this to 1 of this. That actually kicks the heat up notably. I'm not running into any of the flavor elements of this though, happily. It's detracting from this slightly. All right, so this one, let's just go down the line here in a second. All right, so I'm not going to get these again because they are just, this is like dust and crap everywhere here. All right, so usually with again, I will say this, these are quite good labels as well. So with the hot sauces, I have 4 categories, and then the final score is based on all 4 of those. So the first category is heat, and this one is definitely far and away wins based on heat. It is notably hotter than this. This one has a bit of a heat charge, very, very slight one. So this one's definitely the winner as far as heat goes. The second category is flavor. And this one is doing circles around this. As far as flavor goes, this one is, I would say, really high up there in the scale. This one I actually dislike. So the gap between flavors is much bigger between these two than it was between heat, even though this is a lot hotter than this one. Flavor-wise, I actually enjoy eating this. I want to eat more of it. I really, really liked it. This one is one I kind of have to bring myself to do, so I imagine I'm going to be mixing these together as long as I have this sauce, just try to use up more of this. This by itself, it's got 2 of the things I dislike flavor-wise the most that are actually not, that don't run into intolerances, and that is the flavor of the floral notes of the scorpions and the foot vinegar of cider vinegar. I don't like those flavors especially, so easy win for this one. The next category for hot sauces is flexibility. How many things can I put this on? Mustards is relatively low. There's not a whole ton of things that I find myself using mustards for. So where all the yellow mustards are, this would cover, but this one additionally, I think would cover stuff where I don't use mustards, like chicken strips, maybe a honey mustard, or what was the other thing I said? Barbecue. I wouldn't use honey mustard there. So this one is actually probably, it's high for a mustard, but it's probably middle of the road as far as flexibility goes. This one, so here's the problem, right? When I scale flexibility for hot sauces, if I don't want to eat it, to me that's not a very flexible sauce because I don't ever want to use it. That's unfortunately where this is. I would probably use it in the regular areas that I use a mustard, but I think this would probably serve to wreck stuff like potato salad, for instance. I don't think this would be especially enjoyable there. I might try it just to see what happens, but that's a lot of work for something that might not pay off. So maybe I'll make egg salad with it and see kind of where that lies. Because I mean, I like mustard and those things. This one though, for me, is pretty low in the flexibility. So again, this one wins. The last one is the value to dollar. So I think these are like $10 for one of these. I think they're fairly normal priced. Happily, I would happily get a bottle of this at that price. Happily. $2 an ounce. It's a very well formulated thing. This one again, I don't like to eat it, so this one is very, very low value to dollar. Other than adding it to stuff, I mean, as a thing standalone, it's not great. So I would have to add this to stuff like, I don't know, maybe a barbecue sauce just to see what would happen. I would have to play a lot around with this to try to use it up. So value to dollar is very low. So this one again wins. So 3 out of 4 categories, this one wins handily. And this one definitely is a lot hotter, but that's it. So overall, this is by far the overall winner of these two by a considerable margin. This one really only has heat going for it at this point. That's why a lot more of these little dots on it than there is this one. This one has a SCOBY though. This one doesn't. And this one, like I said, here is the ultimate crux. I would tell you to go buy this. This is an excellent mustard. The Smokin. This, if you're a chili head, if you like mustard, if you like scorpions, and if you like foot vinegar, then I guess you could pick up a bottle of this. So there is the I guess kind of the ultimate endorsement between the two is, you know, for me, I would just say, yeah, I think generally people are going to enjoy this. This is a really interesting take on mustards, and very, very nice. I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying this one quite a bit. This one is a struggle, and I guess I'll leave it there. I think that generally kind of says everything. So, but there it is. From Flashpoint Sauces, we have the Smokin, the delicious Smokin mustard, and the much, much hotter version, the Blazin mustard. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.